Somali Court. Somali Court is at 38 Lady Musgrave Road. It's the former Garvey residence.
Right.
After his deportation from the United States, that was the home Garvey purchased and lived at, where he started his family, where he brought his two sons home in 1930 and 1933. Before leaving Jamaica in 35 in a self-imposed exile in London, where he died in 1940.